will somebody else speak to one more way in which we can know that things have actually progressed? Yes, the little boy in blue. It'll be quite interesting to hear him.
We have a huge variety of books in the library.
Do you read them?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, there are many schools. Even IIT had a fantastic library. The number of people who read those books was, or number of books that were read was much smaller. But I'm very happy to hear that you have a big library and you're reading the books. This is wonderful. But you know, for me, the most heartening element of progress was the fact that your school has taken the lead in implementing the right to education. Hari told me that you are the first school in the whole district to take that step. Unfortunately, in our society, there are all kinds of divisions. There's a division between the rich and the poor, the division between the upper caste and Dalits, the division between majority and minority. There are all kinds of divisions. And why are there these divisions in our society? If we really think about it, why are there these divisions in our society? I would say one of the real reasons is that we learn these divisions while we are in school. We don't learn them directly. It is not as though teachers will tell you that you mustn't mix with poor children. It is not as though teachers will tell you you mustn't mix with children from another caste or from another religion. But what happens in our schools, particularly in our private schools, is that only one social class of children or one set of social classes of children come to the school. It, by its very design, excludes a very large number of children. It keeps them out. Not in a way that is violent or forced, but subtly, it keeps them out. So, the Right to Education Act in India is a very, very progressive and a revolutionary step, and I'm delighted that...
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, I will say, sir. Sir, because there are many sports and challenge advantages, that's why our school is growing up, sir.
Correct. Now, I think you guys, many of you spoke about trees and the environment, sports and facilities, multimedia and learning, and somebody else, the boy there said library, right? All these are indeed very, very good indicators of progress and are very, very important things. I'm now trying to tell you something else, another way of thinking about quality, right? Another way of thinking about quality is that the school actually equips us to be good human beings and good citizens, to be good members of society, to be compassionate, to be considerate to people who have less than us, to be charitable. These are very, very important lessons that we all must learn. So, which is why the implementation of the right to education by your school in so progressive a manner, in such a leadership way, is very, very heartening for me. Traditionally, the thinking in this country, this is more, I think I'm now speaking more to the parents, I think. Traditionally, the thinking in our country has been that any form of affirmative action, any form of reservations, any form of inclusion, the thinking has been, traditionally the thinking has been that if you have a quota, if you have reservations, the quality comes down. I think that is just simply wrong thinking. That quality is not marks. Quality is not rank. Quality is also human quality. Quality is also about diversity. If we interact only with one kind of people, நம்மள மாதிரி இருக்கிறவங்கள்ட்டே பேசிட்டு இருந்தா ஒரு அறிவு வளராது, ஒரு அளவுக்கு மேல வளராதுங்கிறது ஒரு உண்மை. So what I'm trying to say is by becoming a school that is inclusive, by becoming a school that opens its doors to all kinds of children, the quality of education in the school will actually improve. Quality in terms of what our children will learn about society, what our children will learn about the world they are going to live in, what our children will learn about how to work with different kinds of people. Increasingly, these are the kinds of skills that people need to succeed in the world. So the quality of education in the school is going to go up, and I'm very, very confident that this move to be an early adopter of the right to education is going to be something that the school is going to benefit quite a lot from. Today, Hari showed me a letter from a student. நல்லா தமிழ்ல எழுதினாரு. எனக்கு தமிழ் அவ்வளவு படிக்க வராது, மெதுவா படிச்சேன். அது ரொம்ப லாங் லெட்டர் மாதிரி இருந்தது. அவர் ரொம்ப லாங் லெட்டர் இல்லை, போன வருஷம் பாஸ் பண்ண ஒரு பையன் நினைக்கிறேன். Somebody who passed out of the school, who is right now in the Madras Institute of Technology, if I am not mistaken. What I enjoyed most about that letter, which was written to the school, was the fact that the young man remembered to thank and to remember kindly with gratitude various people in the school. He of course remembered the correspondent, he remembered the principal, he remembered the maths teacher, he remembered the English teacher. There's nothing surprising in all this. He also remembered the staff of the bus, the people who transported him to school. He remembered their kindness. So this again told me that the school has made tremendous progress. So the school is not just about marks. Marks are important and very happy. It's not about awards, it's not about state champions in chess. All those things are very important. But it's also about the fact that there are good values. The school is inclusive. The school cultivates very, very good human values. And mind you, the fact that so many of you took the mic and spoke tells me volumes. It's not common in our country that on a big stage like this, the chief guest asks, can you comment on this? Can you give me an answer? And many students put up their hands and participate. So it's wonderful. I'm very, very happy to see that your school has made tremendous progress. Yes, that's much better. Okay, moving on, I wanted to speak a little bit about what I do now and communicate a little bit of how all that I have said about right to education connects with what I do now. As Hari briefly mentioned, Amnesty International is an international human rights organization. It works in about 150 countries. About 35 years ago, Amnesty International won a Nobel Prize for its work on preventing torture across the world. So Amnesty is a Nobel Prize winning organization. Its mandate is to protect human rights. The interesting thing is, globally, Amnesty has members. There are about 3.5 million members across the world, and we all work together to protect human rights. So time for some more questions, yes? So what are human rights? So if I say, what are human rights? What do we mean by human rights? Have any of you heard the term human rights? What do you think? Okay, let me change the question differently. Supposing I say, what are human rights? It sounds like I want a precise definition. I would say, okay, supposing you hear the word or the phrase human rights, what comes to your mind? What do you think about? What ideas do you have? Anybody?
Our social book, sir.
Say that again.
Our political science book, sir.
Your political?
Science book.
Your political science book. Okay, what does the book say?
Constitution of India says more about human rights. The human rights are freedom to exploration, freedom to education, and many things, sir.
Okay, so our constitution guarantees all the citizens many rights.
Yes, sir.
Freedom of expression, the right to education, etc. Okay, all right, that's a very good answer and a very knowledgeable answer.